Hi guys, I was reading news about the Capitol siege from last week and I read that there was a police officer who committed suicide, Howard Liebengood, and today I want to talk about suicide. This is a blog post, unfortunately, that goes viral on my blog almost every year. That is the most read blog post. Hey listen, you're not better off dead. And since COVID has started, I've seen a surge in the number of people that read it every single day. The minute I heard about the suicide, I was just desperate once again to understand what was going through the minds of people who were taking their lives every single day. I wrote about this a long time ago, almost 6 or 7 years ago, but it still manages to be topping the charts. Today I want to show you that there are some resources, that there are ways to feel better. And a personal crisis or a professional crisis doesn't have to be the end of it all. Look at all these stories. As you go along, you can see that there was a little girl in Georgia, Caitlin Nicole Davis, who had killed herself in 2017. She hung herself in front of her trailer home in her front yard. And before she literally kicked the bucket underneath her legs, she says, I'm sorry everyone. I'm sorry for everything. I don't deserve to live. I'm sorry. I know I'm making an act of selfishness. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm nothing but worthless. So this is what children, unfortunately, are more disproportionately depressed than adults. And it is up to us who are caring adults to try to understand how they feel. This is a picture I took of a waitress who was helping me in a restaurant on New Year's Eve one year. And she was a suicide survivor and suicide attempt survivor. And she showed me this continue. So the I is a semicolon indicating that life before the semicolon was something, and after the semicolon is where she's gathering all this strength and courage to live on. So there are some suicidal behavior tendencies that you can observe. Unfortunately, social media, people are finding out way too late after the fact, after children are killing themselves. And if you see on their public social media profiles of children who have killed themselves, you can actually literally see, I want to kill myself. I'm not good enough. If life doesn't break you today, it's going to tomorrow. I'm not going to achieve anything. I don't know who I am anymore. I can't take it anymore, and all those. So I always request teens and children and adults who see anything to please say something to those around them so that we can get to them quickly. There are some pointers here how to continue living while feeling suicidal, because there are ways that we can help ourselves in spite of how we are feeling. So there is a very important Lao Tzu's quote I would like to talk about. If you're depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you're at peace, you're living in the moment. So mindfulness is so important, especially when you're going through a crisis. Here I talk about the natural foods that we can take to slowly start getting better. And of course, if you are clinically depressed, there has to be immediate help. And I talk about Martin Seligman. He's the father of positive psychology. How to avoid a victim mode after a personal or a professional tragedy. He goes through all those things. We usually personalize everything. We think that it is pervasive in all areas of our life, and we feel that our condition right now is permanent. Even though nothing is, even our happiness is fleeting, and so is our sadness. And there is a story about Adam Mayer Clayton. He was a right to die activist because he was suffering through severe physical and chronic unbearable pain, and he was requesting a right to for his right to die, but it was not being granted by Canada, and then he commits suicide. a little while later, after fighting and not able to live on. And even he, in his broken state and condition, he was always on Twitter asking, hey, I'm lonely. I've not been able to talk to anybody. Is there anybody whom I can talk to? And it's just, we couldn't get to all these people when it mattered the most. That is the thing. And please look at all these resources here, mental health resources. I'm going to post a link to this post in my video right now, and you can go check it out. There are other resources that I will add here. Thank you. Please take care of yourself.